Hello everybody and welcome to somewhat of an odd video, but I just wanted to showcase a few things that I've bought that may or may not interest you all, and overall my opinions on it. You can clearly see a change of background. I've now moved the whole my little table to a corner of the room, and I'll slowly sort of add background stuff. Hopefully that's not too distracting, but I also am at a weird angle now, so hopefully the angle isn't too bad, at least for the videos. So I'm gonna try it out as well in this video and see how that goes. But anyway, here we have mostly Black Series. Yeah, I've been messing around with them, posing them around a bit, but as you can see, they all have these sort of stands on their feet, and overall I think they do a pretty good job of stabilizing a pose. So for those people who like to pose, I find them to be a good option for, well, like I said, posing, but an alternate stand compared to those sort of like squared ones or whatever you want to call the shape they are. And just to show you guys what I'm talking about, we have the sort of classified retro that come from these guys you see in the back. You see two pegs, and with more official product you can get designs like GIJOE have the star, where the Cobra ones have the Cobra logo. That's pretty cool. And then you have, Action Force with their own unique kind of steel platform, whatever you want to call it, with many pegs. And these are some other ones, 3D printed ones that I received. And yeah, you can see the shape. And these I like because they're smaller, as you can see. They're a bit smaller than, more official ones, which I like, but you can also get even smaller by getting these small circle things. And as you can see, no issues standing, whereas, I'm pretty sure it's a pose he can stand well on his own, but well, there you go. You can see that there. And I went around to every figure line I have for the most part. They do fit majority of your 6-inch figures. These are all Black Series. Clearly they're all Star Wars, but just showing off different poses where they're standing. And obviously some figures aren't gonna need it because they can stand pretty well on their own. But for example, this trooper I always find annoying to pose, and now he looks pretty decent, sort of a running pose there, so I like that. We have Boba Fett, who is one example of a character that doesn't need him. His feet are already pretty wide, but still adds a bit more stability to his pose. Let's see, let's remove them. As you can see, he doesn't really need them. We'll take that guy out of the way, and they fit the Bo-Katan or the other Mandalorian. I forget their names, but it fits them as well. So there's that. Also an excuse to show off some kid bashes or whatever that I've done. This one's pretty easy. Just swap out her head and it fits pretty well. But there's other Star Wars figures, I guess, that I tested these things out on. It fits on, what is this, the Death Watch body. Also kind of kid bash to my own thing on it. So there's that. We have, I believe, another Star Wars, one more or two more. I have the Darth Vader here, and I think these also fit pretty well on him as well. So yeah, there's that. And let's see. Don't mind the gun, but I was just bored and I was just messing around with a lot of figures last night. But yeah, it also fits Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so yeah, where I bought these from was from eBay, but I believe they have their own shop, or they have their shop on eBay. But I think this is what they're called, my toy case action figure display stands. And so the pack came with 20 of these, and they're 3D printed, which a lot of people may not like, but for their purpose, I'm fine with it. They are a bit flimsy, so just be wary of that, but I haven't had any of them break on me yet, so that's a good sign. And now I'm just gonna show you guys some other action figure lines, so mostly just GI Joe and Valiverse and Marvel Legends, and see how they fit with those. So here I have some of Marvel Legend female characters, which I find the most annoying to stand up. Here we have the Scarlet Witches, and especially figures that have the sort of heel, such as Gwen or MJ. I have the MJ head on, but yeah, these fit pretty well on her. This side tends to fall off, which is kind of annoying. Some figures have smaller peg holes, others have much wider peg holes. So for Emma Frost here, it's not gonna stay, it easily falls off. So that's a bit annoying, because she does have those annoying heels that she absolutely, I mean, she can stand, but it's just a balancing act, and it's kind of annoying. I walk by and it just, she tends to fall more easily. This one, for the most part, can stand on her own, as well as these, but they do have that weird heel kind of going on as well. So it just adds some more support to balance them, and as well as just other general female figures like, what's her name? Jean Grey. I find this figure very annoying to stand, so having those there is very good, and they don't take up a lot of space, which is what I am looking for, compared to these other ones where they sort of take up a lot of space. You know, you have big square, another big square, and these are smaller, but they still take up some space, and you're very limited to just the pegs here, whereas these, you can at least move her around and display her while having that extra balance support with the stands. So there that is, and I'm sure it fits the male figures as well, but I mostly want these for the female figures who have heels, or just in general are terrible to balance, like Jean Grey here. And now here we have some classified and Valiverse, the only Valiverse male and female I have. They don't port into her feet. I mean, they do, and they do stay there, but they're a bit more like flimsy. They'll come off easily. But I mean, I guess they stay there. But yeah, you can see how easy I just flick. I didn't even have to flick there. So yeah, they don't fit her for some reason. I don't know why, but as you can see, they do fit Joe female figures, as you can see there. So she's on one, and this is another reason I like these things, because they provide a bit more sort of a wide base where figures can stand on, and I can get pretty cool like running poses from certain figures. And I left these guys, he's been standing on that for I think 2 days now or something. He hasn't fallen over. And Beachhead here, another sort of running pose. I sort of put the base on him, and he's been standing up pretty well for the entire morning so far. Just to see if I remove it and stand him up, he can still stand, but yeah, like I think some wobbling may topple him over, whereas this provides a bit more stability. I don't know, that's just me, and for its purposes, or my purposes, they're gonna work pretty well in my opinion. But yeah, discussing these small stands would be kind of pointless for me, so I'm gonna show off one more sort of bigger stand kind of thing. So this here is here we have the other stands, but here we have a stand base, I guess, for Serpentor's air chariot. So as you can see, it is pretty tall. I have to look up pretty far ways, but it is very tall, which I like. I don't know how many people are gonna like that. It is 3D printed. You can probably see the sort of 3D printing pattern there, but it's a nice stand and it is very well balanced. And the reason I like that it is so tall is because you also don't want a stand that is very low, just because the air chariot is going to take up a lot of space, so you'll have to surround it by other figures and it just takes up space. But there's enough space from the base itself, so the surface here to put practically almost any figure underneath it. Roblox kind of almost manages to touch the top of the bottom of the chariot there, but you can see he's a big figure and it fits underneath it quite well. And I mostly put bats or other troopers underneath him, and as you can see, there is some good space between his head and the chariot, and putting it below the base here, you get even more space. So that's what I like. It's pretty tall and it allows for figures to stand underneath it, so there's no wasted space underneath. Obviously this does get in the way, but honestly putting a few figures underneath is very well appreciated. And yeah, I'll probably provide links for the small stands and this one as well in the description below. I do know they have different colors for this stand. It was like gold, what else, red, I think, gray, white maybe. So yeah, you have many color options, and this thing does come separated. You just have to plug in this sort of rod into the base. It's very easy to do, and it's very easy to port in Serpentor onto it. You have these two sort of squares here underneath the vent there, and those go in here, so just line it up and there it goes very nicely. This top part, it also connects, it's separate, as you can see there, wiggle. And so yeah, it has these rods here that support it, and they slide here. So very nice stand. I do recommend it to those who have a Serpentor and want to display him in the air. There's that option, so you can see him there in the air now. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Just wanted to show off a few things I've picked up to sort of display figures a bit better and whatnot. So yeah, there you go. That's gonna do it for the video. I'll leave you guys with this beachhead running ahead. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was informative, or if you guys found this interesting for your own displays. Leave a like, comment below what you think, and I'll see you guys in the future video, where hopefully I'll get the new classified wave this week. I'll be doing some reviews on that. But until then, I'll see you guys then.